Mark 85 here in the basement. To start this video today, on the table I have the Taurus Thunderbolt. This is a clone of the Colt Lightning that came out in the late 1800s, early 1900s. I did a couple videos on it. If you want to check those out, I think they're up in the corner, one of these sides. You'll see it there with a little gray eye. In one of the videos, I think it was the first one that I talked about, the stock on here, very unimpressive. Let's take a look what I said. The stock on it, that's about where I saw some flaws, I think, in it. As you can see, really not done well. Has a little bit of a paint drip right there, but I think I'm gonna take this off, take the butt plate off, completely sand this down, and refinish it, hand rub it out. And it didn't sound very good, but and get it really looking good. It's got a nice stock on there, and I think the beauty of the wood is really hidden with a bad finish job. That was a while ago. Really never got to it, but I think it's time. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off, and I'm gonna use Citristrip as the product to try to remove that finish. I have to take the butt plate off, and of course take it off of the firearm itself. We'll go ahead and go outside, put the Citristrip on. It says to wait anywhere from 30 minutes to 24 hours. And I'm probably going to wait a couple hours, let it really do its stuff. I'm going to try to use some type of maybe an Amazon gift card or like a credit card thing to try to scrape this off. And we'll see how that does. And the butt plate came off. Can't really tell the grain so far, but I think it's not going to look bad. Certainly better than this piece right here. This little better in the light here. As you can see, this is not very nice. There's a drip here and everything. So Citristrip, give it a good shake. Use some gloves. Sunglasses are really dual purpose for of course it's bright out here, plus we don't want to get anything in our eyes. Whirl this a little bit into the pan here. I don't think it's going to take very much. Yeah, the old paintbrush. Boy, it's hot out here. And let's just lather this on real good. Alright, that is it. It is on. Very heavy. I'm gonna wait till the shade comes around over here and we'll try to get this off. It'll probably be a few hours. Well, here it is after, this is about 3 hours. Well, not too good so far. I mean, it looks like it took a teeny bit off, but not much. A little disappointing. This area over here. Yeah. There you go. That seemed to do a little better there. I think being so hot out today, I have a feeling this product dried before it even had a chance to get down in there. I should have wrapped it in plastic. Well, here's the one side that was actually facing up. Now, I don't know if the air was hitting this and it dried it more. And you could see it started to take some of it off. I'm going to have to go over it again. But if we flip it over, this side actually looks almost perfect. There's a little bit up the top here, a little bit right up in the front there. And we flip back, and here we are on the other side. So I think I'm going to start working on this again tomorrow morning and get this other side done again and try to get it all looking like this. It looks really nice. And then here we are this side. I guess that's actually your top. A little bit of work. So the Citristrip actually did do the work. I think it just dried on me, and that was the problem on this side where it stayed damp, and completely worked on this side. So that's a little bit of a lesson. Well, here it is completely stripped down. I did the Citristrip again on the one side that didn't seem to take, and it worked fine. I actually left it inside for a couple hours, and I used that Amazon gift card just to strip the stain and I guess some type of polyurethane that they may have on there, and it came completely off. So we are actually ready to go. Looking at the wood, looks to me like a dark walnut, so I'm going to go ahead and do the Tru Oil on it. We'll put about 3, 4, 5, 6 coats of Tru Oil on there with a light sand in between each one, and I think it's going to come out great. I have one little ding in there. I'll give you a quick look at it in the sun. You can see pretty nice grain. This is the one little ding on it right there. The drip that was on there is certainly gone, and the other side, it looks nice too. Birchwood Casey's Tru Oil, a lot of great reviews out there for it, and people said they really like this. This gets the look that they want. Can use it on a firearm stock like I'm using, but plenty of other things. Between coats, have the steel wool. This is quad 0 or 0000 steel wool. Do a little fine sanding between the coats. A little bit of tack cloth to get everything off of the stock itself, so we're making sure we're not putting anything or sealing anything into it. Have some cotton cloths. That's all. I'm going to go ahead and put it on. So you can either put it on with your finger or cotton cloth, and I'm going to go ahead and use this, and just folded them so the edges were in. Again, so nothing would get on the stock, it would be sealed in. And I have the stock suspended with the string on the ceiling, and I'll be able to work with it real easy. Put one of the screws back in just a part way so I could kind of hold it, the string, and just hold this. Going to start putting some on very thin. The thinner the better for this first coat, and really for all the coats, the thinner the better. Here's the other side, really looking good. I have a little bit more to do, so let's move on with that. And I'm not dipping or getting any more of the Tru Oil on the rag until it's completely gone off of the rag, because it really works best when you have a thin coat on here. And that's what I'm trying to do right here, put as thin a coat as I can on. Wow, this looks so much better. As terrible as that was, this is how good this looks. Unbelievable, really. What a difference. So I'm going to let this stand for about 2 hours and come back, hit it with that steel wool tack cloth, go over it with another cloth just to make sure everything's off, and I'm going to go to however many coats we need, and I'm going to go at least 4, maybe 6, so let's see what happens. Let this go for 2.5 hours. Really nice in the basement here. It's about 76, 77. I think the humidity's in the 40s, so it dried real nice. So I'm going to go ahead and take this steel wool, go over it a little bit, and then hit it with the tack cloth and put another coat on. It really feels smooth as it is, so I know I didn't put any extra on. Nice clean piece, and we'll just go over it real quick. Certainly not a lot. You just want to make sure if there's any bumps on there at all, that you got them off. You hit it with the tack cloth. I don't think there's too much stuck on here, but just to make sure. Not sure if you can see. Just looked like I picked up a couple on there. So it's good to go over it with the tack cloth, definitely. I'd go with the gloves and the cloth, just because It says you can put it on with your fingers, but I got a little bit on the one hand, and I had to wash it like 3, 4, 5 times to get that off. And that is not what we want, so I'd rather just have the gloves on, be able to take those off, reuse them. Here's one side and the second side, so looking good. And we are going very thin with this. I don't care if I have to put 6 coats on. I mean, you can't get any easier than this. Let me hit it with the light here, a little better. And here we are, second coat. Hasn't dried, but here it is. I'll come back to it again, third time, and then probably 3 tomorrow. Well, here we are for coat number 3. I already did the steel wool and the tack cloth, and we're ready. I'm going to do it just a tad bit thicker because this is going to go overnight, dry overnight. Well, if you're looking for that small little divot that I had in the stock, I was talking with Andrew from Lucas Outdoors about that. He suggested the boiling water trick. You pour boiling water over it, and it makes the wood expand a little bit and pops that dent out. Seemed to work very well. It's sort of the same thing if you've heard about using a steam iron to get dents out. Basically the same idea. Worked very well. Just went over it lightly with the sandpaper. Did a great job taking that ding out of there. If you want, check out Lucas Outdoors. He's got a YouTube channel out there. Does some nice things. He's a transplanted Pennsylvanian down in Texas now, and he's actually made some firearms, an old blunderbuss, and a lot of different things. So if you want to check out Lucas Outdoors, here's the link here, and I'll have it in the description. Give it a check out and go ahead and subscribe to his channel. I know he'd appreciate it. Well, let's get that third coat on here. That darkened it up real nice. Wanted to go a little bit darker, and I'm hoping by that 5th, 6th coat it is just the way I want it. Here it is, and we'll see you in the morning. Well, here we are early, 6:30 in the morning. Gonna finish this up today. 3 coats on so far. I've already done the sanding and hit it with the tack cloth. So we're ready for coat 4. Gonna go fairly light again. It's at the point now where I really don't think I need much on here to make a big difference with it. Look at that. Beautiful. Can't say enough about the Tru Oil, and I am of course going with the grain as I do this. Well, there's coat 4. I guess I can go have some coffee now since it's so early. I'm going to wait another good 3 hours on this one. Well, here we are right before the 5th coat. This time I didn't sand it down first, just to show you what it looks like and how good it's looking. And when you do sand it, it dulls it a little bit, and then you put your next coat on and it shines it right back up again. So we'll go ahead and do that. And well, that was 5. I think we only have 1 left. Definitely going to do the 6 and wrap it up. This Tru Oil, very good, very happy with it. Really can't understand why Taurus if you have such a nice piece of wood, why you would have put such a crappy coating over it. I know Taurus is more of a cut rate or a discount firearm manufacturer, but in this case, I think just a little bit of attention to detail would have really made a big difference in it. But that's another story for another video. So let's get this ready to go. Coat 6 and a thin coat. We're applying a nice thin coat to it. Yeah, this Tru Oil has been really a wonderful product to use. Gave it the finish that really looking for, and certainly maybe if you came for the Citristrip and you're still hanging to this point, I would say you could use this for any kind of woodworking project. Birchwood Casey, I think, is limiting themselves to saying that it's gun stock finish. I would say definitely some other uses out there. If you're doing a small project, you may want to check this out. Fairly inexpensive. This is 3 ounces, $6. Well, it is on. Last coat is on. I'm just going to let this sit. Well, here we are after our 6th and final coat that I'm going to put on, and that it's reached the color that I like. I could continue to put more on, and you certainly can. There's people that put many more coats on. The process is easy, simple, inexpensive. Turned out really, I mean, more than I could have ever hoped for. Used the Citristrip to get that old finish off of there. Had that little problem with it not taking off one side, completely taking off of the other, but that was absolutely my fault for letting it dry on there. Not the product. Product worked great. Having some type of credit card, Amazon gift card as your tool to scrape that off really worked well. The strip, the Tru Oil, and what a difference it's made on this. Go ahead and put this all back together again, put it on the rifle. I'm going to get it up on the deck, and we'll take a look at it out there in the sun, but you can see it shining like this. If you have a hunting rifle and you don't want the shine because of maybe if it's a deer rifle and you don't want the shine, you can take a little bit of that steel wool and just go over it very lightly, and it will take a little bit of that shine off of there. I'm going to leave it like this. They have made a change in Delaware saying that you can use straight-walled pistol cartridges for deer in shotgun season. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to be in effect for the 2018 season, but possibly 19 and above. So I could actually use this rifle for deer hunting if I wanted to. No scope, of course, so it might be a morning rifle that I would use as the sun comes up and I'd be able to see the sights and into the day a little bit. I don't know if I'd want to use it in the evening where you see those deer come out late in the dusk, and really helps to have a scope. But be interesting, and something I might do. So here it is again, beautiful, and I'll see you upstairs in a minute. So here we are out in the sun, out on the deck. Get some real close-ups here. Try to get out of the shadow there. Yeah. What a difference it's made, that's for sure. You can certainly see that. Nice grain pattern in there. Looks like it should. And this thing now looks hideous. Well, here it is, full view. Looking absolutely 1,000 times better. And first thing I'll be doing is going back down and taking this foregrip off and doing the same exact process to that. After looking at it, it really looks terrible now compared to the stock, so we're going to go ahead and do that. If you want to check that out, I am on Twitter, same ID, WhiteRook85, and I'll post a pic. So hopefully you'll go ahead and maybe try this. Maybe you have your grandfather's old shotgun or his old deer rifle or something like that that could use a little bit of a redo, and hopefully this video maybe inspired you to go ahead and do that. If you have an antique, maybe you don't want to do it because you sometimes lose the value, but then again, The value is what it is to you, really. If you want to redo it and you like the way it looks and you don't mind the value or change in value, then you do it. Maybe you want to revitalize and put in a place of honor. So this is White Rook 85. I'll catch you next time. Get up on the table if you want. You wuss. I wanted to get you in a video.